Greetings, heritage gardeners and soil stewards. Welcome back to Humus Heritage, where we celebrate the time-honored traditions of building living soil and connecting with the Earth's natural cycles. Today we're addressing a topic that bridges old-world composting wisdom with modern waste management: cardboard composting. For generations, gardeners have debated whether cardboard truly belongs in our precious compost piles, but here at Humus Heritage, we believe in cutting through the noise and returning to what actually works. Generations ago, our ancestors never faced this question because cardboard wasn't used for packaging as it is today, yet the principles they employed, using organic materials to build soil structure and carbon balance, remain as valid now as ever. Cardboard is fundamentally paper fibers held together with starch-based adhesives. When we understand this simple composition, we recognize that cardboard is essentially nature's own material, plant fibers that can decompose naturally. Myth number 1. All cardboard is contaminated and unsafe. This pervasive myth has scared countless gardeners away from cardboard composting, yet it's largely based on outdated information. Modern cardboard manufacturing employs plant-based inks, soy-based coatings, and starch-based adhesives that decompose alongside the cardboard fibers themselves. These materials pose no threat to your compost or garden soil and are designed to break down naturally. Myth number 2. Recycling is always more environmentally responsible. This myth comes from a well-intentioned place, yet the environmental reality is more complex. Here's where home composting really shines. By composting soiled and wet cardboard, you're intercepting material destined for landfills and transforming it into life-giving soil. You're closing a loop that the industrial system just cannot close. Additionally, the compost you create reduces your need for purchased soil amendments and commercial fertilizers, ultimately lowering your garden's carbon footprint far more substantially than simply recycling that cardboard. From a heritage perspective, this represents true stewardship, making use of what's available to build your soil. Myth number 3. Cardboard doesn't contribute anything valuable. This myth fundamentally misunderstands the role of carbon-rich brown materials in creating balanced, healthy compost. Cardboard is far more than just filler. It's actually a crucial structural and biological component that transforms your compost into a thriving ecosystem. The carbon content in cardboard serves multiple essential functions. First, it balances the nitrogen-rich green materials like food scraps and grass clippings that tend to dominate home compost piles. Without adequate carbon, your pile becomes wet, anaerobic, and, well, pretty malodorous. Cardboard prevents this by absorbing excess moisture and creating the porosity necessary for aerobic decomposition. The paper fibers provide physical structure that keeps the pile from compacting, allowing oxygen to penetrate and beneficial microorganisms to thrive. Beyond these mechanical functions, cardboard feeds the soil biology we're trying to build. As it decomposes, the cellulose fibers feed fungal networks and microbial communities that become part of your finished compost's living ecosystem. The carbon becomes incorporated into humus, that dark, crumbly, living soil that heritage gardeners have long recognized as the foundation of fertility. When you add cardboard to your compost, you're actually building the foundation for living soil that will support plants for years to come. The finished compost containing cardboard-derived carbon retains moisture better, provides sustained nutrient release, and supports robust microbial and fungal communities that keep your garden healthy. Myth number 4. Preparing cardboard requires too much work. A lot of gardeners avoid cardboard composting because they think it demands excessive labor, but honestly, this myth is far from reality. In fact, cardboard preparation is actually one of the easiest materials to get ready for composting, and it really requires just minimal equipment and very little time. Basic preparation involves, just 3 simple steps. First, you want to clean the cardboard by removing tape, labels, stickers, and staples. This usually takes just a few minutes. Second, break or shred the cardboard into 1 to 2 inch pieces, and you can do this by hand, tearing along the corrugation lines, or even running a lawnmower over larger quantities if you have a lot. Third, Wet the cardboard before adding it to your pile. All you need to do is soak the torn cardboard in water for an hour or two before composting. Honestly, this whole process probably takes about 10 minutes per box. Now, if you compare this minimal effort to the time you'll save by having superior finished compost sooner and in greater quantities, it really puts things in perspective. Heritage gardeners have always known that small investments in soil care can yield exponential returns. And honestly, this is one of those investments that costs almost nothing but pays dividends for years to come. Myth number 5. Cardboard smothers soil and kills beneficial organisms. Now, perhaps the most counterintuitive myth is that cardboard harms soil biology when in reality, it creates conditions that beneficial organisms find, well, irresistible. This misunderstanding likely stems from using cardboard as an unperforated weed barrier. When cardboard is used as sheet mulch, it must be perforated to allow water and air to reach the soil below. However, in your compost pile, shredded, moistened cardboard creates precisely the environment that attracts earthworms and beneficial microorganisms. The cool, moist, carbon-rich environment is exactly where decomposer organisms thrive. Earthworms are particularly attracted to decomposing cardboard, recognizing it as a source of food and shelter. These noble soil engineers work tirelessly to break down the cardboard while aerating your pile and creating perfect conditions for decomposition. The bacteria and fungi that consume cardboard fibers are among the most beneficial organisms in your compost ecosystem. Rather than smothering organisms, cardboard feeds them. Rather than harming your soil, it becomes part of building living, fertile earth that will sustain your garden for generations to come. As heritage gardeners, we're part of a long tradition of working with what nature provides and transforming it into fertility. Cardboard composting represents this perfectly, taking a material our consumer economy generates and returning it to the cycle of life. Start small by saving your cleanest cardboard boxes, prepare them properly, and observe how they integrate into your compost system. You'll quickly discover this becomes one of your most valuable composting techniques. We invite you to share your cardboard composting experiences in the comments below. Which myths were you holding on to, and what will you try differently this season?